久々の再会なのにしかめっ面かよ。君が隠したのとかやったのテディを返してよ。あ、猫さん、こんばんは。
Hello everyone, it's Luli, and today I'm going to be talking about Kaji Yuki. So I asked you all to vote for your favourite voice actors in the previous video, and of course I tallied them all up, and one of the most popular ones was Kaji Yuki. And I'm not gonna lie, I am not surprised because he is a really good voice actor. But anyway, before I start, note that although I would not consider any of what I include in this video as spoilers, I'm aware that what you consider spoilers or what I consider spoilers may not quite align, so if you're even a little bit cautious and you don't even want to know what's on the website, then I would swiftly move on. But anyway, let me start. So first up, what kind of voice actor is Kaji Yuki? So this is a difficult one, I'm not gonna lie. I tried my best to see what kind of, what is typical of Kaji Yuki, but I went through all the Otome Game characters and, listened to them and found all the descriptions and stuff, but none of them really have anything in common. So I have come to the conclusion that he cannot be boxed. He's just a versatile voice actor that can take on anything. Now perhaps, who knows? While you watch this video and you see me describe all the characters, you may see a trend amongst the characters that he plays in Otome games. If you do, please comment below. I am interested to know. But yes, so Otome game characters that he has voiced. First up is Kazue Souma from Hakuoki. Hakuoki is an Otome game where the main character goes out to search for a father, except one day she encounters the Shinsengumi and sees them doing something that they didn't want her to know. So then they take her away and, almost hold her captive. And it's all about her and the love interest that you choose develop in their relationship and as characters as all the historical events go on. Now, Kazue Souma is your stereotypical samurai. He is incredibly, serious and, he cares about honor and all of that. And so I think, he's the type that doesn't really get humor, I guess. And an interesting character. Next up, Kei Okazaki from Collar and Malice. I love Kei Okazaki. But anyway, let me start with the description of the game. Collar and Malice is an Otome game about this main character who is a policewoman and lives in Shinjuku in an alternate universe. In this Shinjuku, it is terrorized by a terrorist group called Idolised, and this main character gets kidnapped and a collar is placed on her neck, and you kind of see that it's a spying equipment and the terrorist group is keeping an eye on her for God knows why reason, and it's all about her trying to get this bloody collar off alongside these love interests who are in this, they're not policemen necessarily, but they're like in this detective club thing. I don't know how to explain it. Now, Kei Okazaki is the one policeman character. I think he's like a special agent or something, I don't know. But he is what we like to call a tennen character or fushigi-chan. Now these type of characters are, those who don't really have a set common sense. Like they will say things where you're like, huh? Where'd that come from? They're usually quite head in the clouds, a bit Buang is how I like to explain it with a sound effect. Basically, they look like they're always, somewhere else. And I personally find it adorable. You often find him eating weird snacks or sleeping in places, napping in places that make no sense. And I find him adorable. But I think he is a bit of a Marmite because my best friend and several others are really not a fan of him or his route. But then you get people like me who absolutely adore him. So, who knows? You might be on one side or the other. Now, next up is Kanato from Diabolik Lovers. unlike Okazaki, I'm not a huge fan of Kanato, I'm afraid. He looks too young for me. But anyway, Diabolik Lovers is a vampire game. It is about these bloodthirsty, sadistic vampires who basically are always attacking the main character for a variety of reasons. And they all have their issues, their backstories are really messed up, and Kanato is the type of sadist that basically if the MC does anything, the tiniest thing that bothers him, he goes like full on crazy. He has a hysteric fit and like shouts and yells and gets really mad at the main character. And it's like, I don't know, I find it really frustrating because the main character will do something like minor, it's not even that annoying, and he will explode and you're like, Kanato, take a chill pill, you don't need to get this mad. But as I said, they all have their psychological issues and it makes sense why you learn about them. Well, okay, I say makes sense. Logically, you kind of see why they're that way, I guess. But he's not really my type because he's a Shota character, so he looks really young. And but Kaji Yuki does do him justice. And I know a couple of people who like Kanato, not because of his character or his route, but because of the voice acting. And it probably helps that Diabolik Lovers, the voice acting is recorded using a binaural microphone, which is a microphone where it kind of has a 3D effect. So, you know, sometimes if they whisper, you might feel like they're here or there, and it's real, you know? And it also has a little bit of an ASMR effect depending on the voice actor. And I guess for those reasons, people are a huge fan of not only Diabolik Lovers, but also of each of the characters, particularly if it's by a voice actor that they adore. So yeah, I mean, I recommend it if you can play on localized games. Now moving on to the next one is Wataru from Brothers Conflict. Brothers Conflict is a ridiculous game, to be honest, about the main character Emma, whose father remarries this woman who had 12 sons. I think it was 12. Yeah, she popped them out like crazy, basically. And Wataru is the youngest of these brothers. He is very cute. He's like I think 11 or something though, maybe 12. I can't remember. So he's extremely young. Don't worry, he is not a love interest. It's apparently more like a babysitting route. So it's not like, you know, they fall in love and none of that, thank God, because then I don't think I could play this game. It is very much you find him adorable, your maternal instincts are like, oh my God, I just want to squish you, like that sort of route. So as I said, babysitting route. And yeah, his character is baby-like and cutesy and complete opposite of Kanato. So yeah, but it is a really upbeat game. It is a rom-com, and I believe the patch for English is going to be released sometime in the near future. Now last but not least is Kazama from Tokimeki Memorial Girls Side 4th Half. Now this game I have recently been streaming. It's about this girl who goes through school life. It focuses mainly on gameplay. It's not really a visual novel. You have all these schedules, you have to pick things you do to help increase certain skills, and you know, you've got your stress, you've got all these friends and boyfriends. I personally see them as boyfriends. I think they're supposed to be friends, but they're always going on dates, so weird. Come and see my streams, you know what I mean. But yeah, Kazama is actually the main guy, I guess, so like the poster boy, and he is actually a childhood friend of the main character, and he's a little bit obsessive though. I always joke that he's got like a hint of yandere going on there, like he could one wrong turn and he could go the I'm gonna protect you and hold you captive in the house scenario. But basically what happened is when he was a child, he had to move to England for a variety of reasons. As a result, he missed out on, you know, middle school and all of that, and really missed the main character, so much so that I feel really guilty when I'm going out on dates with the other guys. But anyway, he comes back for high school in Japan, and you know, it's kind of sweet because he has all these memories and he talks about them with the main character. He clearly adores the main character and it's just all a lot of fun basically. And yeah, Kaji Yuki does a really good job. And you know what's interesting? Kaji Yuki also does a let's play of this game on his own channel. You should check him out. And I find it really funny because he reads out the girl parts as well, but he puts on like a high voice. Not to mention, I find it must be really strange to hear your own voice acting in a game. So it is cool, and I do enjoy watching his Let's Plays, especially because his voice acting is good as well. Like his commentary and stuff is just as good as the actual acting, so it's highly entertaining. Now that concludes the characters that he voices in Otome games. I shall now move on to joseimuke games or anime, so other genres. Now first up is a side character in Uta no Prince-sama. He actually plays the twin brother of Kurusu Kyo, who is Kurusu Kaoru, and yeah, it's a shame that he's not one of the main love interests, you know, but it's nice to see him as a side character in such a famous series as well. Another game that he stars in is Tears of Themis. Now this is a joseimuke game, so not really an Otome game, but you know, a game that you can play on the app that's primarily targeting women, you know, female audiences. And he is a character called Luke, who is a detective boy. He's quite upbeat and cutesy, and I believe he used to know the main character prior to meeting with her in the game, so it's kind of cute, you know, how they meet up and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, you know, we got to see each other again, and yeah, it is cute. Now, anime characters, he has, you know, starred in a variety of animes, but I have picked out 3. One is Eren from Attack on Titans. Another is Todoroki from Boku no Hero. And the third one is Bananya from Bananya. So there's this anime called Bananya, which is like this cat in a banana. I don't know. I haven't watched it. But the thought of the voice actor who stars Kanato and like Kazama voicing this banana character, you know, I couldn't help but laugh. The thought of it's funny, and it kind of just proves, like, it shows how versatile he is in his voice acting, because they're just all completely different. But anyway, that concludes this video. Hopefully you learned something new and found it entertaining. Perhaps you may even consider buying a game from learning that Kaji Yuki is, you know, voice acting in it. But anyway, as is always the case, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and hopefully I'll see you in another one of my videos. Bye!